so thrilled to be here and sharing a little bit of this story with you. And we should be done, I think, about Tuesday. And I'll talk fast. So what this journey was, I was with a group of people, there were 40 of us, most of them in the seminary program that I was ordained in. When I was ordained in '05, it was in Assisi, and we walked after the ordination from Assisi to Rome. This walk was another part of the Camino of St. Francis from La Verna to Assisi, not realizing that this was mountains. I was training in, I thought there were mountains in North Carolina. They were molehills compared to, they were like straight up for 3 days, and then you had, so you're walking, I call them the kiss the earth mountains, because you were walking so far forward on this steep mountain, you could almost kiss the earth. And then when you got to the top, you just fell down and kissed the earth because you made it up there. One mountain, I got to the top, last one up, and I just laid down on the ground like this, and I said, that's it, I'm done. When you're ready to leave, roll me down the other side, I'm not going. So this was a peace pilgrimage, and at the end of it, we were in Assisi, and we met with the peace conference that the Pope had called. All the major religions of the world were there. So this was now day number 7, this particular story that I want to tell you about. And I call this story The Angel in the Red Car. For those of you who know me, this will not be a surprising story. For those of you who don't know me, I'll just let it go with that. This was day number 7, and I had gotten what a lot of others have had when we were on the trip, that I was calling St. Francis Release. I was not fit to walk, I was not fit to talk to anybody, I was not fit to do anything more than be in bed. And day number 7 was supposed to be one of the most strenuous walks of the whole thing. We were in Gubbio, and this particular day, as it turned out, we were going to be there for 2 days. Most of the time, we were just in wherever we were 1 day, but this one was going to be a 2-day one, which meant that we did not have to get everything all together and out on the doorstep. The van would take all of our belongings to the next place. So you had to make it from where you were to the next place. It's not, oh, gee, I don't feel like walking now, I'll catch up. No, because all your stuff was there, your dinner was there, and whatever. We just had to carry a little backpack. So this day I knew that I could just take a day off and stay there. But the group was going to this little chapel, this little church dedicated to St. Francis and the wolf, which was a wonderful story, how he tamed this wolf that was terrorizing the town. And come to find out, we really didn't know if it was a 4-legged wolf or a 2-legged wolf, but he tamed the wolf. So I wanted to go with the group, and I figured I'll just go along with the group, and then afterwards I'll just retrace my steps back to the hotel. Me and directions, if I get into the bathtub backwards, I can't find the faucets. So, I don't know anything from directions. So, unbeknownst to me, a couple of people, I guess, needed to go to a drugstore on the way. So our guide took us around this way, and it was like way out of our way, but that's where we had to go. So I didn't have to go back I didn't know what I was doing. I really didn't. So I just followed along, not even looking, just, trying to throw the breadcrumbs, making a little trail for myself. So we get into this church, that was wonderful, and took pictures and all that. Okay, now we're done. And I discovered that there were a few other people that didn't want to do this walk either. So there's 3 other women and myself, a little group of 4, and they said, we know the way back to the hotel, and I'm going, thank God for that. I'm of the belief that no matter what's going on, it's always for my good, and I'm always going to be taken care of, which is what this story is all about. So we go out the door, and they said, well, we have to walk this way. I said, can I just hang out with you? Well, we want to go to another cathedral first, then we'll go back to the hotel. And I said, fine, just get me in the area. If that's the way I have to do it, I'll go to the other cathedral, and then I'll get back. So we started walking this way, and I'm thinking, we got to go that way. I know we got to go that way. But what did I know? We had the other... Okay, just shut up and go with them. You don't know what you're doing anyway. So we start walking along, and we're walking, and we're walking, and there's no street signs. We can't read Italian anyway, but at least we had no clue. And they said, we just walk down this way, and we're going to get to the hotel. And then we hit a T in the road, and we can't go forward. And again, there's no street signs. Okay, where are we going? And I said, let's go this way. I figured it's right or left, pick one. So we started walking this way, and again, we had no clue. Nobody's on the street. Nobody's around. We are in Nana land. We spot this little teeny store. It's a little electronics store. And I said, let's go in. It said in Italian, information. And I figured, that's a start. Let's go in there. It's electronic, whatever. We go into the store, and there's a man sitting at a desk working on his computer, I guess taking care of the customer, who was standing there. One customer, one man as a clerk. So we're trying to be nonchalant. We didn't want to interrupt him. We're looking around the store and at the cell phones and little teeny closet type store. Finally, I'd had it. It felt like to be 2 hours. It was probably 2 minutes because I had to get back. So I took my map, and I had one of those little maps that you get in the hotel that says, you are here kind of thing. Except you are here, we were off the map. I just knew we were down. Someone said I was number 7. Where we are is number 7. Come to find out number 7 was the palace of something. I wasn't at number 7. I interrupted the guy, threw my map down on the table, and I said, I have to go here. And he could, the eyes are glazing over, steam is coming out my ears, flames out of my nose, and he's figuring, you better do something with this lady. So he's looking at me, and he's looking at the map. He's doing one of these things, looking at the other 2 women. And he picks up the map, and I'm going, I have to go, how do I get here? He takes us to the door, and he says, this way, walk this way. He's telling us in Italian, but you figure, okay, walk this way, and then turn right. Are we walking a mile, or we walking a block, or we walking 5 minutes? And then, that was the directions. So we're standing there, and there was this little red car that we were standing by, and we're going, how far? We're just trying to figure out what we're doing. With that, the 4 of us are still standing there. The gentleman that was in the store as a customer comes out of the store. He has his keys in his hand. This was his car, but we were standing by. He looks at us, he walks over, he opens up the back door, and he goes like this. Oh. And I looked at them, they looked at me, and I got in the car. They didn't want to go back to the hotel. They wanted to go to the cathedral. They were going, and they said, are you going to be okay? And I'm going, sure. I had carried nothing. I had no identification, no passport, no license, no money, no credit card. Nobody knew who I was. I didn't know this man's name. I had no idea of anything, and I'm climbing in the back seat of his car by myself. And the guy had said, go this way. The guy in the car goes this way. And I'm sitting there, and we drive off, and he turns on this wonderful Italian opera music, and I'm sitting in the car, and I'm thinking, I don't know him, he doesn't know me, I'm sure they didn't write down the license plate. I could be going off into, and I'm thinking, the seat's comfortable, the music is lovely, the sky is blue, this is a good day to die. I'll enjoy the music and the view. And if I don't make it, then I don't have to worry about getting back. And if whatever, I'm just gonna, this is a good day to die. And I sat there. And we drove, and we drove, and we drove, and we drove. And the only thing I knew was I think the word was Umbria. Well, that's like saying Fairfield. The Umbria was also the name of the district, like Fairfield is the name of the county you're in. So that's where I needed to go. And he's driving and driving and driving. We're going on highways. We're going all over the place. And he pulls up in front of my hotel. He gets out. He opens up the car door. And I gave him this huge hug and ran like mad inside. And I'm thinking, who would do this in a foreign land? I'm not even on my own territory. The point is, I trusted. It felt right. I was taken care of. The whole time I was taken care of. I went in, I went to bed, I woke up the next morning, I was able to do the other 2 walks, no problem, and do the walk into Assisi. So that was the story of the angel in the red car.
Wow.